Nail by Ian Jones and Andy Edwards. Episode 6, The Stag Night. Friday, April the 29th, 1938. It's Howard Death's stag night in the Ship Inn. A good crowd has gathered and the beer is flowing, but an uninvited visitor spoils the party. Good turnout for Howard. 16 in total, yeah? Big round, mind. I think I'll stay on my own. Not feeling like it really, after last night. Bryn went to the hospital with his brother. He's in a coma, Margaret said. Nosy Owens told her this morning. 50-50 to pull through. Poor bugger. Bryn is staying there as well, apparently. Howard is being bombarded with questions. Now he knows what it feels like. I still haven't got over the battering I took on the bus from those women. Where are you going to live when you're married, then, Howard? At mine. Will Edna sell hers, then, Howard? No. What, rent it out then? No, he says. Well, what will she do with it then? Well, she'll live there, won't she, says Howard. Where do you think she'll live? Well, with you, Howard. Why would she do that? Got her own house and I'm happy where I am. Fair enough, I suppose, if that's what they want. The questions keep coming and the answers keep getting more unusual. Are you going on honeymoon, Howard? No, we're going to Swansea on Monday. Swansea's all right for a honeymoon. Edna's staying with her sister for a week. She's a JP. Ah, a judge, is it? Don't be daft, man, says Howard incredulously. She's a doctor. Oh, you mean GP then? That's what I said, man. Doctor. Aren't you staying there then, Howard? No, didn't fancy it, so I'm coming back on a train on Monday afternoon. What, on your own? Aye. Bit of peace and quiet. Looking forward to it. He's under strict instructions from Edna to take it easy tonight. I'm warning you now, Howard Death. If you turn up late for church tomorrow, I'll do for you and your drunken friends. Don't worry, my dear. I'll be there, says Howard. How was the Vickers last night then, Howard? Asks Eddie from behind the bar. Oh, very quiet, says Howard. I was a bit late, I was, mind. Never, says Eddie. You late? I don't believe it. I know, says Howard. Couldn't find my shoes. Then I remembered I dropped them with Mr. Briggs to be resold. I went to the vicarage in my wellies. Edna was fuming. You look like a pig farmer, Howard Death. You smell like one too. Have you had a bath? No, said Howard. Sunday's bath night. Well, you'd better have one tomorrow morning, Sunday or not. People will think I've married Stinky Tom. Are you sure you're doing the right thing marrying Edna, Howard? You don't seem very happy. Well, I'm not. She never stops going on at me. Well, don't get married then, Howard. Tell her you've changed your mind. I can't do that, man. She'd be furious. No, get on with it now, isn't it? Get it over with. How's your belly, Howard? Do you know what? Since I've been taking that medicine, I've been right as rain. Has Edna noticed you've stopped drinking her tonic? Howard smiles. No, keep it in my coat out of the way. Told her she'd cured me. He laughs and takes a big gulp of beer. Been eating like a horse today. You should have come to the cafe, says Sergio. I would have given you people food, not horse food. Not horses food, Sergio, man. Like a horse, says Howard. What is this, like a horse? You mean a bag around your neck? Yes, says Howard. Bag around my neck, that's right. He's had enough of trying to explain. Sergio looks confused and stops talking. Eddie has shut the pub tonight for the stag do. There's 1 or 2 old boys in the snug, but no strangers and definitely no women. Game of darts, boys, says Eddie. Round the clock, penny in the pot, winner takes all. Caio, mind the bar, boy. Caio gets up and swaps places with Eddie. He's been useful for you, Eddie, I say. Aye, he replies, worth his weight in manure, that boy. And he laughs. The game of darts is a waste of time. Eddie wins by a country mile. Candy from babies, he says, as he pours the pennies into his hand from the pot. We'll have a game of shove halfpenny in a bit now, he says, and swaps back with Caio. Let's have a song, says Kipper. Carol Larnin, aye. And all they start. Everyone joins in on the chorus and pats each other on the back when we finish. Let's have a proper game, says Merv. Bloody darts is pointless. Eddie'll win every time. Eddie smiles. It's true. I'll tell you what I like playing, says Merv. Pigeon tossed. What the hell is pigeon tossed, says Kipper. You know, says Merv, when you throw pennies at the wall and the nearest wins. Oh, you mean pitch and toss, says Kipper, laughing at Merv. I know what I mean, says Merv defensively. Pigeon tossed. Everyone laughs at Merv's mistake and he goes to sit in the snug with the old boys. No bloody respect in there, he says. Wouldn't have had this nonsense when I was in the Navy. You should get some bar skittles, Eddie, says Ernie Busses. They've got them in the Old Oak. Well, go and bloody drink there then, Eddie snaps back. There's another roar of laughter. The atmosphere is great and it gets more raucous as the beer flows. Merv organises a game of tip-it with the boys in the snug. Nobby sits with them and joins in. What is this? Tip-it, says Sergio. You have to guess which hand the coin's in, Serge, I say. Why do you do this? To keep the coin? No, Serge, I say. It's just a game. It's stupid game, he says, and goes out the back for a pee. Stories and jokes are flowing as fast as the beer. Howard's had a skinful and tries to do a handstand on a chair. The chair collapses and he crashes to the floor, scraping his nose on the floor and takes the skin off. Oh, you're in trouble now, Howard, says Kipper. When Edna sees your nose, she'll go flipping nuts. Edna can just put up with it then, can't she, says Howard confidently. I've had enough of her telling me what to do. The beer is talking now. I am Howard Deaf, he announces, and at that very moment the door opens and in marches Edna Priest. You are a liar, Howard Deaf, she roars across the bar. A liar and a coward. I what? Howard burbles. Guess who I've just seen in the square, says Edna. He's speechless. The Pope, shouts Merv from the snug. Riding a pit pony, was he? Everyone starts to laugh, but it's short-lived. Shut up, Mervyn Walters. This is not a joke, says Edna. The pub is silent. Everyone is looking at Edna. Her eyes burn Howard's face. I'll tell you, shall I? Howard just stares at her, mouth open. Dr. Clow, close your slack jaw right this moment, she says. Howard closes his mouth. Guess what he told me, Howard? She walks to within a couple of inches of his face. He told me that... What's that scratch on your nose? Howard touches his nose. Right, that's it, she shouts, and takes Howard by the scruff. He stumbles forward. You look like a brawler, and you stink like a docker, she says, and drags him through the flabbergasted throng. You are going home to have a bath, and then I am putting you to bed, as if I haven't got enough to do the night before my wedding. Oh, come on, Edna, says Ernie Busses, it is Stag. Edna stops and looks at Ernie. She doesn't speak. She doesn't need to. Sorry, says Ernie, and looks down at the ground. Howard is yanked out of the pub and the lecture continues as Edna drags him off through the square. The pub remains in absolute silence for about 30 seconds. We stare at one another in shock. Well, says Eddie. That's him told. And me, says Ernie. And me, says Merv. Strong woman, no, knows what she wants. I like a strong woman. To be honest, well, any woman would do. We laugh, but the evening never properly recovers from Edna's intervention. We keep drinking and playing cards until there's only a few of us left, but it's quite subdued. She took the life out of the evening, says Ernie. Left a taste, you know. Listen, says Eddie. I got a bottle of single malt in the cellar. Who fancies putting it away with me? I'm in the mood for a few more now. Silly question, really, wasn't it? We move into the snug and start to empty the bottle, tot by malty tot. I'm not sure what time we stopped drinking, but the first rays of the dawn weren't too far away. No point going home, so we lay on the floor of the pub in the darkness. I hope Howard'll be all right, they say. He's a good old boy, really. She's a bloody fire-breathing dragon, that woman, says Ernie. Did you see the way she looked at me? Surprised me she didn't turn you to stone like Medusa. Oh, what? Says Ernie. Medusa, you know, the gorgon with serpents for hair and Odysseus and all that, you know. No, sorry, Neil. No, I don't know what you're on about. I pause and try again. Her lips were red, her looks were free, her hair was yellow as gold, her skin was white as leprosy. The nightmare life in death was she who thicks man's blood with cold. What on earth you on about now, Neil? Asks Ernie. Coleridge, Ernie. Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. Killed an albatross, didn't he? Says Merv. I'm surprised and impressed by his knowledge. Tied it round his neck, he did. For a necklace, like, I think. I'm less impressed now. Scared me too, she did, to tell the truth. Thought she was going to turn on me proper, like. Madness in those eyes. Telling you now, poor old Howard. Aye, poor old Howard. I close my eyes and drift off to sleep.